Yeah, good evening all. Thanks for hosting me today evening. State Bank of India, with a vast network of approximately 22,400 branches, out of which 15,700 are in rural area. Plus, we are having 14 sponsored RRBs, and they reach out to rural areas through their 4,700 odd branches. So, put together, we are having approximately 21,000 offices which are working only for rural areas. Now, when it comes to rural area, SSG is one of the most important initiative which most of the people who are working in rural economy, they are driving it because the responsibility is a group responsibility. It's not an individual responsibility, and the concept has worked very well. Now, what is happening is that in the past, whatever credit linkage or welfare schemes that were being implemented, everything was done in a manual manner. But as the number of SSGs grew and the finance which was catered to this SSG, that also expanded, and also many new schemes that have come in, there was a need to have some kind of a mechanization. So initially we started with simple computerization. After that, we moved towards semi-digital, and now the country in itself is becoming fully digital in many areas. As far as SBI is concerned, we are already having YONO Krishi as a separate module in our YONO app, through which we are having KCC to be done in a digital manner without any paperwork involved. Plus, Agri Gold Loan is being disbursed in a digital manner. Apart from that, we are also providing several advisory services through this app. So that is one way of reaching out to the rural folks through a digital mode. But as Madam was mentioning, if you look at the internet penetration in rural area, it's only 29 to 30%. So still there is a lot of untapped potential available. Second thing is, if you look at the smartphone penetration, it is around 45%. We are having approximately 65 crore people living in rural area. So if you compare with the kind of penetration that has happened, whether internet or smartphone, there is still huge area which has been left uncovered. So that is one thing that needs to be done as soon as possible. But what we have experienced is that just having internet or smartphone doesn't by default leads to digital literacy. That is a separate area altogether. Somebody having a smartphone or internet connection doesn't mean that he or she will be able to take help of digital initiatives which are available on internet. For that, a separate training is required. So when we are talking about SSG linkage for officers like you who are involved in this area, please keep some portion of your overall work or activity for training people. Because unless and until people are familiarized with these tools, how to use them. And second thing is, you have to insist on a very simple UI UX, which is user interface and user experience. Because the simple your application is, or whatever that you develop, whether it's a portal or any scheme which is being shown on a mobile app or
One chair, please.
web portal, the simpler the UI UX, the more the adoption will be. That is something which needs to be taken care of. And of course, the first thing is very important, digital network.
I'm taking a small pause here. Excuse me. We have Krishna Barua here, Mission Director, Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission. I would request Krishna also to join this panel discussion. This is the panel applications of e-governance in rural livelihood. So please take the dais. Please continue.
Another important thing is when you are dealing with so many SSGs across if you are talking about Karnataka state, they must be in lakhs, right? How do you have an efficient and properly working MIS, because maintaining records of all these SHGs, you also need to measure as what progress has happened, whatever initiatives that you have taken, what actual benefit the beneficiaries have got, what improvement has happened in their living condition. If that is to be measured on real-time basis, then you need to have a very efficient MIS, and that can happen only if you have a digital way of delivering whatever services that you are conceptualizing for these people. That is all I would like to say.